The night Daryl begged for $1 million, his wife's entire family laughed as if he were the greatest joke in the room. The Wilson mansion glowed with decorative lights and polished wealth. It was Lady Wilson's birthday banquet, and every grandchild had come prepared with expensive gifts, polished smiles, and rehearsed flattery. Then Daryl stood up. He had brought nothing, not because he didn't care, because he had nothing left to give. "Grandma," he said, forcing the words out, "could you lend me $1 million? Mrs. Lewis from the welfare home is dying. She needs surgery." Silence fell for one sharp second. Then the room erupted. His wife's cousin laughed first. Her fiancé joined in. Then the whole family followed, sneering at the live-in son-in-law who didn't even deserve a seat at the table. 3 years earlier, Daryl had married Lily Linden and moved into her family's home. Since then, he had cooked, cleaned, washed clothes, scrubbed floors, and slept on the floor beside a woman who could barely stand the sight of him. He had never touched Lily's hand. Not once. He had, however, been slapped for waking her up, cursed for breaking a bowl, and scolded like a servant for every mistake a human being could make. And still, somehow, stupidly, he had fallen in love with her. Tonight, that love was rewarded the same way everything else in his life had been, with humiliation. Lady Wilson's face darkened. She smashed her teacup to the floor and glared at him. "Are you here to celebrate my birthday?" she snapped, "or to ruin it?" Daryl clenched his fists but didn't defend himself. Mrs. Lewis had raised him when he had nothing. She had saved him long before the Lindens ever had the chance to destroy what little pride he had left. If begging was what it took to keep her alive, then he would beg. But the Wilsons didn't see loyalty. They saw weakness. Lily's cousin smirked at her. "My fiancé brought Grandma a jade Buddha. Your husband came empty-handed and dared to ask for money." The words landed hard, not because Daryl cared what they thought of him, but because every insult aimed at him eventually cut Lily too. She was brilliant, beautiful, and capable. Yet her marriage to Daryl had made her the family's favorite target. When she tried to speak, Lady Wilson cut her off with a cruel bargain. "Fine," the old woman said. "Divorce him, marry Mr. Jones, and I'll give the $1 million immediately." Daryl turned to Lily. She did not say yes, but she did not look at him either. That hurt more. He left the banquet alone, with a dollar bill thrown at his feet, and laughter chasing him out the door. By the time he reached the hospital, he had nothing left inside him but anger and exhaustion. Then fate turned. The hospital told him Mrs. Lewis had already been transferred to a better facility. Part of the bill had been paid. Before Daryl could understand what was happening, a man from his past appeared in front of him. Stephen, a servant of the Darby family, the family that had once called him their second young master.